Kuwait, a nation recognized for its remarkable blend of modernity and conservatism, has encountered myriad challenges and evolutions throughout its history. Often celebrated for its significant advancements, especially in the sphere of women's rights and participation in political landscapes, the Gulf nation has also periodically faced scrutiny regarding the preservation of free speech, an essential element that fuels the vibrancy of any democratic system. The concept of freedom of speech in Kuwait is deeply entwined with its political history and socio-cultural dynamics. Historically, the Kuwaiti populace enjoyed a level of freedoms that was seen as progressive in the context of the Gulf region, encompassing an open space for political discourse, which, although within certain limits, provided a platform for its citizens to express their views and ideas. An analysis of Kuwait's freedom of speech cannot be detached from its constitution, adopted in 1962, which overtly guarantees freedom of opinion and expression. Article 36 states, "Freedom of opinion and of scientific research is guaranteed. Every person has the right to express and propagate his opinion verbally, in writing, or otherwise, in accordance with the conditions and procedures specified by law." However, the complexity arises when discerning the extent and limitations of these stipulations. Laws regarding slander, national security, and defamation have been used sporadically to restrict the boundaries of this constitutional right, often leading to instances where journalists, activists, and citizens tread a careful line to navigate the multifaceted legal landscape. Reflecting on specific instances helps to illuminate the nuances of this issue. Numerous journalists and bloggers in Kuwait have faced legal consequences for their words and expressions, especially when they tread into territories that critique the government, royal family, or delve into issues that are perceived as sensitive or controversial. Take, for instance, the cases where individuals have been charged for blasphemy, harming Kuwait's relations with other states, or even insulting the emir, which is deemed illegal. These scenarios often propel debates regarding the compatibility of protective laws with the proclaimed freedom of speech. These enactments and restrictions invariably feed into a larger conversation surrounding Kuwait's political dynamics. Despite having a parliamentary system, Kuwait's monarchy holds a significant influence over governmental operations, with the emir possessing the power to dissolve the parliament, a scenario that has transpired on numerous occasions. The tug-of-war between the ruling elite and parliamentary members often provides a backdrop where freedom of speech becomes a poignant tool for both governance and opposition. The dialogues within the confines of the parliament have, at times, teetered on the brink of outspoken resistance and carefully warded diplomacy. Additionally, social media has woven itself into the fabric of Kuwaiti discourse, providing a platform that both amplifies and complicates the concept of free speech. With citizens voicing their opinions more fervently and openly, it has become a new frontier for the exploration and testing of the boundaries of expression. In Kuwait, platforms like Twitter have become bustling arenas of political and social discourse, where hashtags burgeon into movements and online expressions can translate into offline consequences. Individuals utilizing these platforms have experienced both the liberation of digital expression and the accompanying repercussions when they cross into territories deemed unsuitable by authorities. International organizations have frequently raised concerns regarding these restrictions on digital spaces. Reports from entities like Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International have highlighted instances where activists and citizens faced legal actions, thereby sparking dialogues on the international stage regarding Kuwait's commitment to free speech. The equilibrium between maintaining national stability and safeguarding freedom of speech in Kuwait remains a contentious matter. The nation, whilst ensuring it sustains a harmonic internal socio-political environment, has also to navigate the external perceptions and expectations from a global community that prioritizes free expression. Critiques and commentaries regarding the limitations on speech have permeated through both domestic and international discourses. The international arena, particularly Western entities, often places substantial emphasis on human rights and individual freedoms, thus placing countries like Kuwait under a microscope. Moreover, the broader context of the Gulf region, with its myriad of political upheavals, economic shifts, and socio-cultural evolutions, also intertwines with Kuwait's internal dynamics. Regional stability, as well as internal harmony, often become pivotal points that nations navigate while balancing individual freedoms. Kuwait's youth, notably, present a critical facet in this discussion. Representing a generation that has grown amidst digitalization and global connectivity, their perceptions, aspirations, and expressions regarding freedom are crucial in shaping the nation's future landscape. Engaging with this demographic reveals a dichotomy wherein the appreciation for Kuwait's stability and progress is often juxtaposed with a desire for amplified freedoms and enhanced democratic processes. The youth, educated and globalized, often find themselves negotiating between national loyalty and the pursuit of broader liberties. Dialogues and debates within Kuwaiti universities, cafes, and digital spaces offer insights into the burgeoning desire for a more transparent, accountable, and open governmental structure. Here, the necessity for an inclusive dialogue that encompasses the diverse perspectives within the Kuwaiti populace becomes palpable. Considering the economic perspectives, the fluctuations in oil prices and the impending necessity for diversification also weave into the narrative of free speech. Economic challenges often stimulate intensified political discourses, where citizens demand accountability, transparency, and participation in shaping economic trajectories. The intertwining of economic, political, and social threads in the Kuwaiti tapestry provides a complex and intricate landscape to navigate. Here, freedom of speech becomes not merely a standalone concept but is deeply entwined with the multifaceted realities of Kuwaiti citizens. This exploration into Kuwait's realm of freedom of speech is neither a conclusive critique nor an exhaustive examination but rather a dive into an ongoing and evolving narrative. The dynamics of freedom, governance, and societal expectations will undoubtedly continue to unfold, intersecting with regional developments, global shifts, and internal evolutions. A critical eye might observe that the path forward for Kuwait lies in a balanced approach where the preservation of national stability and the enhancement of individual freedoms are not mutually exclusive but rather harmoniously intertwined. Discussions and forums that bring together governmental entities, civil societies, and citizens into a collective dialogue might pave the way towards formulations that respect the constitutional guarantees and adapt to the contemporary needs and global standards of free speech. In concluding reflections, one can perceive that Kuwait's journey in navigating the terrains of free speech and democratic expressions is far from linear or simplistic. It is a narrative continually being written, with each incident, law, dialogue, and critique adding a new layer to its complexity. As Kuwait looks towards the future, the discourse surrounding free speech, individual expressions, and national stability will remain pivotal in shaping its trajectory. The nation, revered for its historical robustness and modern advancements, is poised at a juncture where the paths it chooses will significantly influence its future narrative. The tale of freedom of speech in Kuwait is as much a reflection of its past as it is a precursor to its future. The dialogues, decisions, and dynamics of today beckon towards a future where the voices of its citizens, the actions of its leaders, and the narratives of its communities will collectively weave the next chapter of its history.